Hi everyone, and welcome once again to TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And it's time for our outlook on the emotional exchanges. It's my weekly Friday show where I kind of try to throw some cards to show us what are the possible exchanges in our emotional lives, and or will we get lucky? And I've figured out a way to modify that so maybe it'll be a little bit easier to do that. But my reading is for the signs of the zodiac, and I do each one in turn, starting with Aries and going all the way through the horoscope or zodiac until we get to Pisces. Each card reading is good for whether you are the sun, moon, or rising sign of that sign. So you might be interested in what your moon in Virgo says, for example, that kind of thing. So I'm using the Modern Love Tarot, which I pretty much use all the time here. Beautiful deck by Ethany. It really is modern love. You know, there's everything is honored in this deck. It's great for Pride Month when we do readings, etc. So anyways, we're going to get started, and I pull two cards for each sign of the zodiac. The first card is from the top of the deck and is about the the challenge or opportunity that is coming to that aspect of the zodiac. And then the second card is from the bottom of the deck, and that will be what the action required could or should be. So here we go then, and as I said, I'm starting off with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's the High Priestess. So the action or opportunity for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising is to spend some time in your deeper world a little bit, maybe focusing on certain questions, like maybe this is a time for Aries to think about what the deeper hidden messages of romance or bonding with people could be. It could be that this pertains to a specific kind of person or energy or question. Not sure yet, but the High Priestess may always indicate that we have to shift our consciousness to maybe understand something or to be able to embrace it more fully. So from the bottom of the deck for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, what is the action required? And it's another major arcana. It's the Lovers. And of course, it is a modern love situation. I don't exactly like this one. I'm not really sure why. It's not because it's two women. It's just something about the illustration I'm not really greatly pleased with, but mostly I really love the deck. But so the action required maybe is to choose love. You know, the Lovers talks about a choice between maybe different forms or feelings about love or persons involved. But always choose what is best for you. Choose what you feel is right. And so maybe, of course, now the High Priestess means that for Aries, this could be a time where maybe we really do need to think about what it is that is happening in our emotional lives and how we want to relate to it. So what I wanted to do for the who's going to get lucky part of the program, which some people mentioned they like, is rather than do it all at the end, I'm going to just do each card through the zodiac. And I'm going to use the Banshee's yes or no method of tarot, just one card. So we're going to ask now, will Aries, sun sign Aries that is, get lucky this week? And I'm going to use the Mike Royo Dark Tarot. I kind of like it. It's a little bit more sensual or erotic. So it seems to fit this idea. Will Aries get lucky? And it's a major arcana? Yeah, it is. It means good luck. It means it's anyone's guess if you could get lucky. But the idea of the reversed high priestess says, this is something maybe where you have to pull your head out of the clouds a little bit and look at it a little more practically to decide what strategies you use, if that's, what we're talking about, your attempt to get lucky. All right. I should talk, right? So, Taurus then, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Top of deck. What is the opportunity or challenge? It's the Hierophant. And I think this is about an ascension, that maybe we're talking about bringing something to do with a relationship or with your overall emotional emphasis in life, spectrum in life, to a higher level, and to maybe enact certain more cosmic or esoteric forces at this time to give you the most inspirational, pure knowledge or understanding of where you are emotionally, what you need to do, Taurus. That's kind of big for Taurus, in a way. Taurus normally exemplifies more physical sensuality than maybe the cosmic stuff. So what is the action required then, Taurus? It's the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And that really says, find what needs to be tended and nurture it. Totally exploit what it is you can produce or grow, what you've been trying to, but maybe haven't felt you needed to bring it all the way. Now is the time. The action required really is to put your attention on manifestation. So then, will you be lucky? Will you get lucky? It's the Knight of Cups, reverse. Cups means that it will come to you naturally. And I'm going to say, because the Knight of Cups is reversed, it will come to you when you think you have moved beyond it, or you have moved away from it and you weren't expecting it. So that could pertain to now. You'll be lucky because you didn't expect it. I don't know. A little goofy there. So let's move to Gemini then. And Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the challenge or opportunity? Wow. This happened last week with this deck. Maybe I have to retire the deck. Gemini, you also get the Hierophant. And so once again, this is really maybe talking about some sense of you trying to apply yourself to a certain standard that connotes for you an ascension. Sometimes there's sort of like collective, conformative kind of stylings around this card. And maybe saying that, to some degree you want to kind of work with the approved, but I'm seeing it more in the light of how Geminis want to ascend, what they want to do to ascend. And it's about maybe learning some new procedures or learning new concepts in esoterics. So how do we get there? What is the action required? And it's the Fool. So the action required maybe is to realize that this is probably just going to happen because you're putting your faith in the universe in a way. The Fool is about maybe starting off on a new adventure, maybe by really just moving into this idea of how you want to transform or upgrade yourself spiritually, you immediately put yourself in that path. And of course, a lot of this is in terms of the emotions too. So you have to kind of filter that. This isn't just a regular reading. It's about your emotional, your love life, your partnerships or bondings that mean a lot to you. So will you get lucky? How will you get lucky? From the Royo Dark Tarot. And it's a sword card. It's the Five of Swords. And Five of Swords means no. And it's clear on the card that you're not going to get lucky because maybe there's too much stress or strife going on. Maybe there's disconnection between you and those possible persons. Something is not quite right there. Maybe this is why you have to upgrade. So I'll leave it at that, Geminis. And we'll move on to Cancer. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Cancer. And I'm really hoping I don't get that card again. But that happened to me last week and maybe the week before. It just sort of seemed like the same cards wanted to keep showing up for a couple of the signs. I have no idea why that happens other than the fact that there may be something simpatical going on. And the only thing I can think of is the transits with possibly Mercury and Venus, maybe Mars, because they're the faster transiting planets. And so their influences can be felt between a couple of signs that they might be, right next door to each other. And I think that's what's happening. Maybe. So anyways, I wanted to shuffle them up a little bit more for Cancer. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is that opportunity or challenge? It's the Eight of Pentacles. You have an opportunity really to apply your education or knowledge to actual experience that maybe you've been kind of going through the motions of where you really wanted to start putting yourself emotionally, overtures you're making to a new relationship, or, some things that you're trying to move towards within your relationship. But the overall feeling is you're challenged because you need to make sure you're doing things kind of in a approved way and working with other people. Very important to not want to do this by yourself. So what, of course, would the action required be? That's the Ace of Swords reversed. And remember what I said? Doing it, by yourself is not necessarily the goal. You want to make sure you're inclusive. And I think the Ace of Swords is saying that a little bit too in its reverse mode. The action required is maybe letting other people also get a chance to be leaders in this regard. So in other words, if maybe you've been the more dynamic or assertive person in certain relationships, maybe you have to look for the clues that will allow you to let somebody else, be number one once in a while. Wouldn't hurt. So back to Mike Royal and asking again, will the Cancers get lucky? And of course, the term of lucky, mostly in my mind, the way I'm doing this, applies to the weekend. But of course, it is good until next Friday when I do this again. And I do hope you'll let me know if you liked what I hope to be a more abbreviated manner. But will Cancer get lucky? And it's a major arcana, so it means good luck. But our clue is the Emperor upright. And maybe this is saying, do all the right things. Be a benevolent, good guy. Listen to people around you. Maybe they have clues for you about what's going on and could help you get lucky in some way. So I'll leave it at that, Cancer. And we will move on to Leo. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Leo, what's going on in your emotional, possibly romantic life? And of course, the question for you, will you get lucky? All right. So, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is the challenge or opportunity? It's the reverse Nine of Swords. There's a real opportunity here maybe to help somebody else out, even if it's only yourself, to kind of turn the corner on some anxiety or sorrow. It looks like this anxiety or sorrow wasn't really something you felt deeply, but maybe because of your degree of connection to someone else you care about, you may have been involved to some degree. So I think your opportunity is to kind of continue helping one another heal, applying the emotional balm. And what is that action required then? And it's the Two of Pentacles reversed. The action required is, of course, to realize, to take into yourself and whoever, that there's a lot going on, and that sometimes finding balance is always in process, that you can't ever achieve balance because the seas are always rolling, the tide is always turning. And so finding that inner peace and balance in our relationships, or in the one relationship, is always going to be somewhat of a constant struggle, but we have to keep trying. So, Leo, will you get lucky this week? I think we've had a couple of luckies, but we've also had some not so luckies. So, Leo, you're so dynamic usually. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Let's see what the cards say. Good luck. It's the High Priestess again, only this time she's upright. And I guess this is saying maybe you should analyze this on a deeper level. You know, maybe you're more appealing to somebody from that lucky point of view when they realize that there's a lot more going on. That's not just being mysterious, but it's also being deep. So be a deeper person. Leo. All right, so we're going to move on to Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Virgo, what is your opportunity or challenge? It's the Fool reversed. So I think it's a challenge to realize that maybe there's a little bit of a free fall effect maybe in your emotional life right now, that maybe you feel like you've been incurring some bad luck, either because, and the obvious to me is, you're forgetting things. You're forgetting a commitment to meet somewhere, or a commitment to do something, or you're just somehow not quite as connected as you should be, or you think you are. And so your challenge maybe is to figure out how to stop that free fall, and maybe bring more coherency to a relationship, or a possible relationship. So what is the action required, the Virgo? And it's the reversed Eight of Cups. Virgo, you probably have been looking for something that really is illuminating and more exciting to you. You know, the Eight of Cups sort of is a light that draws us, but it's reversed. And so the action required, I'm going to say this as bluntly as possible, is you need to fix something before you can follow that bright light, whether it's a love light of some sort or no matter. I have a feeling, Virgo, there's something that needs your special touch. And you're a Virgo, so I know you're very capable of this. You're capable of maybe analyzing the free fall and putting the necessary speed bumps there. And I think you just need to understand that maybe the free fall is not going to take you where you think it might if you're sort of letting it. And that's uncharacteristic, for Virgo anyways. I just have to admit that. Usually you want more control. You don't want the free fall. So who knows why that's happening. But now we're going to see if Virgo will get lucky. And it's the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is upright. And when a pentacle appears, it means yes, but with a price. And I'm looking at the Page of Pentacles, and what could the price be? This may be something you have to get a little bit more intellectual about, a little bit more research-oriented, like maybe getting control over, a relationship or a situation, and getting lucky involves really understanding maybe exactly what it is you're trying to master. So be the master by understanding the master. That's the idea with the page, I think. And so now we'll move on to Libra. We're finally in the second half of the Zodiac. Libra, sun, moon, or rising. What's going on? What are your emotional situations that could result in challenges or opportunities? And by the same token, what then is the action that is required of you? So the challenge or the opportunity is clear. You have to stand up, emotionally speaking, for what you believe in for yourself or for those you hold closest to you. This is saying stand up for that. Seven of Wands. It's a great card saying really you also have the attention and the support of others who realize that maybe to some degree you're being brave by doing this. You're stepping out into the open when maybe others should be but are not. What is the action required? The moon. The action required is to realize that in this particular situation you're involved in, there may still be something for you to understand or discover, that maybe the reason you have to stand up for something emotionally, somebody's romantic or sexual or civil rights, whatever it is, there's something still to find out why that is. Or that it says you will be finding that out. So I guess, Libra, we'll just find out if you're going to be lucky now and let it go at that. But that's kind of heavy duty there. So I hope you understand that more than I do. I think the moon being in the position of the action required says this is time to do a deeper dive, but this is also say look for the clues that suggest there's something you need to know. All right, will you be lucky, Libra? And it's another sword card, which means no, and it's the Five of Swords reversed. And the Five of Swords reversed is really, literally one of the worst cards in the Zodiac to Banshee and me. We're like, nobody wins here. So this sounds so specific, like maybe there's something, Libra, you really want to get lucky about. This is saying no. This is saying you don't want to touch that. Whatever that is, there's probably something, really bad that you're not thinking about. I'm just going to say that. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. What is going on with Scorpios? Emotionally speaking, there's always something there, even if you can't know it because, we're just so dang secretive sometimes. Yeah, I'm one of those. So Scorpio, I want to know though, sun, moon, or rising, what are your challenges or opportunities this week? Well, you're in the same boat as Taurus or Gemini, I don't remember which, but you have the reversed Nine of Swords. Scorpio, your challenge or opportunity is to maybe take on a little bit of the pain somebody else is feeling, the things that maybe is waking us up in the night, the bad feelings, and maybe try to help with that. Maybe try to hold somebody a little closer and assure them that you're with them no matter what. What is the action required? And it's the Three of Cups reversed. And the action required may be a sobering reflection that sometimes we cannot have all the joy we were expecting. And that maybe if this is about a heart broken because something didn't work out the way you thought it was, maybe you thought there was a forever thing there or somebody that you're trying to help, that's the best you can do is just be honest and to continue holding them and telling them that you care even if you can't care as much as they're caring about what they can't care about. How's that for convoluted Scorpio logic? But be a good friend, Scorpio, and realize that not everything can be resolved from the heartache point of view. The real question, of course, is will you get lucky? And if Scorpio can do it, maybe everyone can do it. So what do we got? We have the Wands. It's the Two of Wands, and Wands' answer is when a wand appears, it means yes, but you'll have to work at it. And the Two of Wands suggests that maybe you thought you were going to get lucky, but maybe there's still something else not quite there, that although you feel like there are all systems go to get lucky, that you really have everything in your hand, you're wrong. Something else needs to happen. And if you're a Scorpio, you can probably figure that out. All right, so now we're going to come up to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. Challenges or opportunities for Sagittarius. It's the Six of Cups. It's upright. I think this is time maybe for you to reach out, Sagittarians, to people from your past. It may most likely be some relatives, cousins, people you don't see as often, but they were important to you before, and maybe there's a reason why you need to reach out to them, or maybe they are reaching out to you. I mean, that could be it too, that maybe what you may find, Sagittarius, is that some stabs from the past may be looking for you, but it's all good. They seem to be reaching out to you mostly in good ways, hopefully. So what is the action required? And it's the Two of Wands upright. And we just had it with the other deck, but it was reversed. Or no, it was upright too. But the Two of Wands, the action required is maybe to realize this is a real living, breathing thing. And that it will need considerable action. It really needs you being all hands on deck, really feeling like this is, your world and you need to do the right thing. And the right thing is probably planning for the future. I get a real strong sense with the Two of Wands sometimes that this is saying things have really coalesced to where I want them, but I now have to really move it further ahead. So good luck with that, Sagittarians. And let's see if you're getting lucky with our Mike Royo Dark Tarot. And it's the reversed star. 17. Or is that the moon? Gosh, why do I suck at remembering? No, I was right. It's the star. Sorry about that, everyone. So, as a major arcana, the star means good luck. That means, like, there's potential here, but there's no guarantee. And it is reversed. So if you're getting lucky, I'm going to say it's a long stretch because right now it doesn't feel like there's an opportunity there. It sort of feels like maybe there's an anti-opportunity, like maybe this is about somebody who you sort of feel you've given up on having a chance at being lucky. So good luck. Good luck with being lucky. All right, so we're going to move on to Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Opportunity or challenge for the Capricorns. Page of Cups. You have a really good opportunity at springing ahead towards something you really like, whether it's a relationship or just a situation that you know is going to really kind of pull out your good feels. The Page of Cups tells you something really pulls you out of yourself. You feel so elated. It's got to be maybe a chance at a new relationship, but for those in a relationship, it's something that really says, this is really special. Maybe it's planning your anniversary or planning something special to happen. It just takes you right out of yourself. So what is, hey, the birth of a child in a relationship? What is the action required? And it's the Three of Wands. The action required is to realize that maybe this is something that really has a little bit of a deadline or a sense of, urgency about it. And that if there is an opportunity to move towards a new relationship or to consider something really beautiful, wonderful within a relationship, that opportunity, you may have passed it, or it may have a danger of being passed. It may present itself in a way that you have to really be more clever about optimizing that advantage. Will Capricorns be lucky? Will Capricorns get lucky? And it's Cups. It's the Seven of Cups. It says Cups means it will come naturally. And the Seven of Cups says not only does it come naturally, but it really sort of has a number of flavors. It may be that this represents that something happens that really increases the possibility of more than one choice, or that the choice itself to get lucky or how it presents itself really has a lot of nuance or flavor to it in some way. Boy, that sounds wonderful for Capricorn. I hope that works out for you guys. All right, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Opportunity or challenge? It's definitely a challenge. It's an opportunity. It's the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And this may be saying that the status quo of something changed. If it was a relationship, it may have went from sort of just being in a holding pattern to maybe saying, oh, we want to move somewhere, we want to get somewhere, maybe we want to, you know, get there sooner. If it's within a relationship or situation that has already occurred, it's kind of the same thing. Things may have been on pause. Maybe there was an understanding that wasn't shared equally. A lot of times, Pentacles talk about how we manage or organize things. Maybe we weren't on the same page, but maybe now the opportunity has shifted and we realize it is time to work on what the opportunity is. What the opportunity is maybe creating a stronger relationship one way or the other. What is the action required for that? And it's the reverse Nine of Wands. And the action required says, maybe you have to be a little bit more vulnerable in some respects, or somebody needs to be more vulnerable. Maybe somebody needs to not exactly be as defensive as they were, or offensive even, if that's what it was. And they maybe need to relax some of that and allow some of this to happen. Will Aquarians get lucky? It's the reverse Knight of Wands. Wands mean yes, but you have to work on it. The reverse Knight may indicate that you're not, or the situation doesn't add enough components that would allow somebody to feel brave enough or confident enough that they can do this, that there's a level of charisma or charm that just doesn't seem easily found. But if one is able to find that within themselves, they may be able to move towards this idea of getting lucky. Otherwise, they're not moving towards that at all. It's yes, but it has to have some work. You have to be more sure-footed. You know, a reverse Knight is not so sure-footed. So think about that. And now we are on Pisces. And Pisces is our final sign of the Zodiac. Hope everybody catches all the other shows for the weekend ahead. Happy hour tomorrow at 10 a.m. Banshee's Material Matters at 10 a.m. Our live show Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. And then another great week. I'm sure there'll be more prediction videos that we're hoping to get out. Okay, Pisces. Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is the opportunity or challenge? It's definitely a challenge. It's the King of Wands. Somebody may feel that in terms of possible romance or emotional bonding, they've lost their mojo. They're not feeling as charismatic or as confident of their ability to inspire and maybe be in charge of a situation. And so they're not as assertive. So the challenge is trying to be more properly assertive. And that may be one of those things that is a Pisces kind of fallback, you know, that they always are dealing with that a little bit. This must pertain perhaps to a specific situation romantically or emotionally where you really do need to use your charm factor or your bravery factor in some way to try to be as confident as possible what you are doing. So what is the action required? It's the Six of Swords. This maybe is about leaving a relationship or leaving an emotional situation. And so to put it in a different context for Pisces, the challenge is for you to maybe figure out how to pull back, how to not be so appealing, because maybe you are pulling yourself away from this and moving towards something that just is going to be better for you. You may be leaving a bad relationship, or a relationship you realize is not really going to work for you. You need to get away from it. So I'm going to do the get lucky, even though that sort of seems a little not in the interest of this reading. Let's just say that getting lucky could just apply to something else that maybe just involves emotional happiness. I know, right? And it's a major arcana, so it means good luck. And of course, that could mean too that if you don't want this luck, you don't want it then. But it's the Hierophant upright. And lately we've been looking at the Hierophant as maybe not so much that conforming kind of societal, cultural pressure to be ethically pure, to appeal to a certain aesthetic, but rather we're looking at the Hierophant as an opportunity to transcend the same, to transcend the rather arbitrary standards that might exist around relationships. So the getting lucky in terms of that, Pisces, is really maybe just understanding why you either do or don't need that. It's not necessarily an indication you will. It may be about transcending that, at least for the time being. All right, Zodiac signs, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next week. I hope you have a very emotionally uplifting week. I hope those of you who are looking forward to getting lucky do. What else can I say?